Hi, welcome back to Glinda Good Tarot. I am doing a weekly energy read for the unique viewers of my small channel. And it's going to go from the 18th to the 24th. If you do like what you see here, please actually like, share, subscribe. I've already laid out the 4-card spread. I've got some angel answers, animal spirit wisdom, and some practical advice tarot. It's the 4 cards, like I said. First energy being the devil, the current energy that you're in. So I'm not sure what kind of feistiness you have going on here. The energy, what not to do, what not to bring into the week, is actually the King of Cups. But what you want to do instead is carry the energy of the Chariot. And of course, we will get into all these. Your outcome is gorgeous. It's the Ace of Cups. So I'm really interested in this, what fulfillment and opportunity is happening here. When I was shuffling, this guy flew straight out of the deck, the 9 of Cups, which is all about wishes fulfilled. So I was just going to clarify with my little Rider-Waite deck. And so clarifying, the devil is the Knight of Cups. That is really friendly. That brings some balance. And then the Page of Swords, in addition to the what not to do this week. Another 9 of Cups. Okay? To clarify the Chariot, you really are headed toward your wish fulfillment, I would think. And then the outcome, Ace of Cups, being defended by the 7 of Wands. On the bottom of this deck is the 10 of Swords. So there's going to be a completion, a full stop, full surrender. I like the 10 of Swords. I'll tell you more about that too. So to begin in the current energies, the devil, I wonder what kind of shadow in yourself you're dealing with right now. If this is happening right now over the last couple of days, if it's going to be what you're looking at all week, it's like, I feel that there is some conflict within yourself, some kind of bondage, some kind of being bound to something, some kind of, addictive tendency, a codependency, and this could be that you're acting out, but it could also just be that in your mind, you're feeling angry, you're thinking revenge thoughts, you're thinking, that you're oppressed and you can't get out of it. Something like that might be going on. I think you're definitely dealing with a shadow aspect of yourself. And what's interesting is that this Knight of Cups brings it into balance. It suggests that maybe there's been a message, there's been a sign, somebody, something, some event that is actually making you aware of who you really are, that's directing you back to your heart. This is a courageous defender and messenger of love, of the loving energy, a knight presenting the cup. Cups are about our heart, our emotions. There's something bringing truth and honesty back to yourself at this time, whatever that is. Again, it could just be, just some way that Source is talking to you right now, saying that this is not your true self, that there's an offer of being reminded of who you really are, I think. So, but there's a push-pull, perhaps. And the energy, interestingly enough, then, is that you don't want to be overly emotional this week, right? The placement of the King of Cups says that you're not in control of your emotions right now, and that you don't want to make any big emotional appeals right now to people. You don't need to act like a leader. You don't need to act in public. And don't find yourself concerned with criticism. Our little Page of Swords, he's excited and wants to be in control and have, and be taken seriously. So I think too that this is saying, don't worry about criticism. Don't be overly defensive. There's a real inside job happening this week, I think. A message of, because what to do instead is the Chariot. The Chariot. is to be in control, to work with what you have from where you are. And, it's interesting too. So the Chariot is definitely moving forward. This is an incredible card for power, for strength, having the reins of the light and the dark, right? So there's dark horse, white horse. You're having the reins on that this week. So there really might be some kind of push pull happening within you, trying to uh, decide what to do or hold the status quo. But again, our little Page of Swords is saying, don't get involved in the fray. Don't get involved in petty arguments. Don't be overly defensive. No big emotional appeals and nothing too public. The placement of this King of Cups this week is just saying, it's not your move. That's not going to be your play. This is. And this is such a strong, good energy, the Chariot. This is, real strength and power and moving forward and holding the reins of the light and the dark. So, and accompanied by the Nine of Cups. That's fantastic. I want to see the Nine of Cups all the time in every single read. Past, present, or future. There's joy here. There's wish fulfillment. There's just, it's happening. It's okay. All is well. This is a really just joyous card. And you have it twice because it flew out of the deck when I was pulling the original. I mean, how many cards are here? 78 times 2. And this came out twice. I mean, the probability of that is pretty nuts. So, hold your own. There's such a strength and an inner journey here going on. You're good, especially because your outcome is the Ace of Cups. I mean, this is opportunity. This is an overflowing. And, it's interesting on this particular deck, that we have the phases of the moon. Of course, phases of the moon. The moon is always a reminder that no matter what phase you're in, you are whole. So things are overflowing. There's an opportunity for abundance. There's certainly an opportunity for wish fulfillment a couple of times here. So, clarifying again, it seems really important to lay low. Because the Seven of Wands, he's courageous. He's strength, so what this might mean for you this week, the Seven of Wands clarifying this. This is about power and strength and courage. It seems that there's a fair amount of courage needed. I wonder if you're going to be stepping out of the box, that there's going to be something that is uniquely you that starts to present itself. And it's maybe you're in a position where it's going to be very courageous to, defend your position, or maybe not to defend your position. Because again, this week, it seems like you want to carry a real inner strength, that you're going to move forward in that energy, that your opportunities are going to come to you if you maintain yourself and find your way back to this integrity, right? So Ace of Cups is about knowing also your purpose, what you're doing, why you're here, what's important to you. And this represents courage. It represents defending that a bit. So your cups are full. I just get the feeling that you're going to have to stay strong a little longer. I'm thinking too that this is not, there's nobody else in this card. So maybe you're defending your position to be by yourself within yourself. I'm not sure if there's an inner or an outer transformation happening, because there's definitely movement, there's opportunity, there's success, there's abundance later on. But this is definitely saying to take the reins of some kind of push-pull happening from within, and not to get yourself involved in pettiness Don't be a part of the fray. You behind the scenes in your strength, that's going to take you where you want to go. And on the bottom of the deck, the 10 of Swords. This is a real delicious surrender. This is like voluntary surrender. I like the 10 of Swords because this is done. I'm done with this. I don't need this anymore. I surrender. The man here, laying down, he's showing a sign of a blessing in his hand. Like, you know what? This was my choice. I bless it. Um, you know, there maybe you are being set free from some kind of obsessive thought, some kind of obsessive addiction, some kind of codependency. There is a sense of independence. I mean, this Chariot card saying that this is where you want to be. I mean, that is ultimate independence and control and being in your power and moving ahead in your power. This is not stagnancy. This is not resignation. Although at the end of the week, it does seem like you are just going to, like, 10 of Swords, if that's the overarching energy, it's just a full stop, a full surrender by choice. The surrender, the inner courage, the inner defenses, that's what's going to bring you what you want. Over 150 cards we're working with here, and the 9 of Cups shows up twice. Wish fulfillment, your opportunity here. I mean, there's an ultimate emotional satisfaction with the Ace of Cups. Our aces always mean yes. And so to have one as your outcome, I think is really positive, really powerful. But there's something that you've got to be doing this week. And maybe it's going to take a lot of strength to stay out of the mire. Don't get into it this week. So I'm going to read these other cards. This is an angel card. It says a happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. So I don't know that you are physically moving or changing relationships, but there's some kind of movement, especially with our Chariot, that is inward or outward, and it will usher in positive new energy. I'm sure that you know what that is for yourself. And it could be not that you're changing relationships entirely, but you might be changing the dynamic. And not that you're changing jobs, necessarily, but you're changing the dynamic. There's some kind of dynamic change that is going to be occurring, I think. And this movement could also mean that you're taking a trip. There's some kind of trip happening here. There's a journey happening here this week for sure. And on a more practical note, this says, do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. Well, that's just good advice all the time, no matter what. And then I have animal spirit messages. The deer spirit says to bring a gentle touch. Perfect. The squirrel spirit says to believe in yourself. I'm going to just do one more. And the rhino spirit says, overcome any obstacle. So this is actually a great summation. Bring a gentle touch, believe in yourself, overcome any obstacles. I think that pretty much says it all, doesn't it? Wonderful. Okay. Of course, above all, stay curious. Stay curious. Happiness is how you think. You have the power. And these cards actually lay out that you have the power to overcome whatever this inner struggle is, inner or outer. You've got the power, you've got the courage, you've got great advice. So if you do enjoy this, please, again, give that thumb up and consider subscribing. I will be back in a few days with something else, and I'll expand on this next week. So I'm glad that you were here. Thanks very much.